There are moments in life when giving up feels easier than holding on. The pain of continuing seems unbearable, and so we throw in the towel. But the truth is, our dreams are waiting for the day we finally choose to rise again. They are the persistent ember deep within us that refuses to be extinguished, patiently waiting for the wind to fan it back to life. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there lived a young man named Ethan. Now, Ethan harbored a dream, a big one. He yearned to be a writer, to craft stories that would transport people to different worlds and make them feel emotions so real it hurt. Every night he'd stay awake, the soft glow of the moonlight bathing his room as he filled pages with his words. He wrote about valiant knights and magical lands, about love that bloomed in the most unexpected places, and about the triumph of good over evil. But as dawn broke and the townspeople started their day, Ethan's dreams had to be put on hold. He couldn't just tell them about his fantastical tales, not without being mocked. So he kept his writing a secret, hiding his notebooks in a trunk under his bed. Then one day, unable to contain his excitement any longer, Ethan decided to show his stories to others. He approached the town's elder, a man known for his wisdom and love for stories. So he cleared his throat, but as he shared his tale, he saw a flicker of amusement in the elder's eyes, amusement that soon turned into laughter. "This isn't good enough," the elder said, shaking his head. "You'll never be a real writer, Ethan. Why don't you just give up on this silly dream?" Crushed by these words, Ethan felt his spirit crumble like dry leaves in the wind. He retreated to his room, tears threatening to spill over. He looked at his stories, his dreams scattered across the floor. And in a moment of despair, he made a decision. He would give up on his dream of being a writer. He crumpled the pages of his story, tossed them in a nearby bin, and vowed never to pick up a pen again. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ethan went about his daily routine, but his heart wasn't in it. He felt like a bird with clipped wings, longing to soar in the vast expanse of the sky, yet unable to do so. A part of him, the part that loved to write, felt trapped and unseen. Then, one rainy afternoon, while helping his mother clean the house, Ethan came across that same dustbin. As he emptied it, his gaze fell on a familiar object, his story, the ones he had so heartlessly thrown away. He pulled them out, their edges softened from the rain. And then he noticed something he had written long ago. It read, "One day my words will touch the world." These words seemed to stare back at him, a reproach, a reminder of the boy who dared to dream. In that instant, something stirred within Ethan, a tiny ember that refused to be extinguished. He carefully dried the pages, each crease and fold telling a silent story of his lost dreams. That night, under the soft glow of his lamp, Ethan began to write again. His hand, rusty from disuse, moved across the paper, finding a rhythm, a melody that resonated with his soul. Years flew by like birds on swift wings, and Ethan's stories took flight. They soared through the valleys and climbed mountains, touching hearts along the way. Finally, his dream came true. He became a writer whose words inspired thousands. One evening, standing in front of his fans, Ethan held a copy of his first published book. It was a bestseller, a testament to his talent and perseverance. But more importantly, it was a beacon of hope for others who dared to dream. "The dream I almost buried," he said, his voice echoing with emotion, "is the dream that gave me life." And so, Dear friends, never let go of your dreams. Never stop believing in the power of your story, for it is your light that the world needs.